Good morning.
All right, to get us started, we'll go to Anthony Dasher and Mark Weiser.
Hey, Kearis, good to see you today. Can you just kind of, I guess, speak to the frustration felt by the seniors last week when finding out so late that game was canceled, and obviously still hope the game's going to be able to take place in 2 weeks. But just kind of talk about that aspect of how disappointed were those guys.
Yeah, it was a huge disappointment not knowing that we wasn't able to play this past weekend, especially knowing that we had prepared all week for Vanderbilt, just knowing that it was going to be our last regular season game in Stanford, and just knowing that it was taken away from us. But like I said, we get another opportunity to go to Missouri this week and be able to showcase what the seniors want, and which is a win.
Thanks, man.
Kearis, what did you end up doing with an unplanned weekend? Did you guys have any restrictions, or were you free to do what you wanted?
Yeah, I was actually able to do some Christmas shopping, so I was able to have a little free time, give my parents, my little sister something. Actually, today is her birthday, so I'd like to give a shout out to my little sister, Madeline. I'm turning 3 years old today.
All right, next we'll go to Mike Griffith and then Seth Emerson.
Kearis, can you just talk about how much this passing game has evolved? I guess just over the last few weeks, I would guess with a different quarterback, you got to get timing, build relationships, and how far have you guys come?
I feel like with the amount of time that we had to work with each other, we have come pretty far ways, but we still not there yet. We still have room for improvement. Just knowing we haven't played with the same quarterback all year, it's going to be some inconsistency with timing and things like that, which is going to be expected because we haven't been playing with the same quarterback. But like I said, this offseason is going to be very important for us, and just coming up, just knowing we have another game to play this weekend, just knowing that we know we have to do and be able to execute.
Kearis, you're on this advisory committee about finding a new athletic director, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you had any meetings? Do you know what this is going to entail, like how much role you are going to have in this process?
I do know what role I have, but I just keep that on the low for right now, and just hopefully we pick someone who's going to be best for our university.
Next up, Chip Towers and then Jake Rowe.
Yeah, Kearis, I was going to ask you I guess the same thing the other ones are, so forgive me if I'm repeating a question you had, but just finding out this weekend kind of what legitimately, what literally happened, when did you find out, and what did you have to do in reaction to the news?
I was literally, it was around about 11:30, 12. We was getting ready to everyone, the whole team was getting ready to report to the facility for meetings and whatever. And it was just like, it was a text sent out saying it was postponed. It was just like literally the day of, like, how come? So we done went through all the COVID tests and things like that, but things happened, and that was the outcome. The game had to be postponed, so we had to take it and live with it.
Thank you.
Kearis, first of the year, you guys have these goals, and they're probably pretty lofty goals: SEC East, SEC Championship, National Championship. When those goals are gone and you're playing for pride, how important are these final two games of the season in terms of this year? Not necessarily for next year and what comes in the future, but just for the here and now, how important are those games to you, and how key are they to kind of what you've worked for?
Each game is key. Knowing that we didn't reach our goals this season, it's still football left out there to be played, and we having another opportunity this weekend to go play a great football team, and just giving another opportunity, like something that we love playing, which is football. And like, you can't take away the game from us. So it's like, we have fun doing what we're doing, even though we didn't reach our goals. We still having fun, just making sure like we execute and just playing our best.
Next, we'll go to Augusta Stone and then Jed May.
Hey, Kearis, how are you doing? I want to know, how are you helping your teammates transition to the mindset with now another Missouri preparation week, and then you'll have to do it again next week with a Vanderbilt game that has been rescheduled too, just with the rescheduling and everything? How do y'all, keep up and go back to a mindset you were already in? How do you revisit that?
It's not too hard. We was able to put in a few practices before we known that the Missouri game was canceled the first time. So we have some film to watch, things that we can get better at, just knowing that what our game plan is going to be, like have things change. But for the most part, we pretty much know what the game plan is going to be, and we're just going to have to go out there and execute.
Hey, Kearis, I wanted to ask you about this season as a whole. Just how much has the frustration taken a toll on you guys, whether it's games being postponed, following COVID restrictions and all that stuff all the time? How much has it taken a toll on you guys, and how have you kind of just tried to stick together as a team through all this?
Yeah, this season has been very challenging with all the ups and downs with COVID, with teams opting out, with players opting out. It was just so much to deal with, but at the same time, we had here at Georgia, we just have to focus on ourselves, just focus on the team and the guys in the locker room pretty much, and just knowing what we want out of this, and just knowing that we're not only doing it for ourselves, but for our families and things like that. So it's more so like, why are you playing this game mostly? And I know people play for their families and for the brotherhood we have in the locker room, but it has been a weird season, but we're just grateful at the end of the day that we were able to play football.
Next, we'll go to Palmer Toms, and then we'll open it up for the last couple minutes.
Yeah, Kearis, you're a guy who's had some success this season and could look towards the NFL. Coach Smart tells us that with underclassmen that there's ongoing conversations throughout the year about, preparing for the NFL draft and feedback that you might get from scouts and GMs. What do those conversations look like?
I haven't had those conversations yet, but I haven't been too much focused on things like that. I just want to focus on this season, and I worry about things like that afterwards.
If anybody would like to jump in with a question, we've got about a minute and a half left.
Kearis, what are your thoughts on a bowl game? How motivated are you guys to reach a bowl and as high a bowl as possible?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of bowl games being canceled, but hopefully on our end we'll still have the opportunity to play in the bowl game. And playing in the bowl game is always fun. Just receiving the bowl gifts, just going to different sites and things like that. So hopefully we do get the opportunity to experience that this year.
Any other
questions? Kearis, how much do you enjoy playing in cold weather?
I enjoy it. It's not bad as really as once you get moving around. I know down in Peach County, all our home games was at 8 o'clock anyway. So it's once you get to the playoffs, you already know it's gonna be low 30s, low 20s, things like that. So I know we pretty much prepared for. We got guys all over the country coming from places where it's cold. So I feel like it's not gonna be no factor.
Final question, if anyone would like to take it. All right. Thank you, Kearis. Have a great rest of your Monday.
Have a nice day. Thanks, Kearis.